One Zambia, One Nation. Welcome to Zanis News. The headlines. Motorists hopeful as Mutanda Kasempa Road gets upgrade. Encroachment of land along Sakania area worries government. Plus, Nakonde mothers sensitized on malaria vaccine. With the news in detail, I'm Kralibel Msonda. Motorists traveling on the Mutanda Kasempa and Mutanda Kasempa Kaoma roads have along faced significant challenges. However, there is now hope that their travel difficulties will soon be a thing of the past, with plans in place to upgrade the roads. More details in the following report.
Motorcycles have become the most common mode of transport in Kaputa district. However, this development has raised concerns among members of the public, as many of the riders are unlicensed. Residents have since called on relevant authorities to address the situation and help bring order to the sector. Meanwhile, some motorcycle riders have acknowledged the challenge. And a representative of the riders has appealed to authorities to help conduct training and licensing programs to ensure compliance.
Also in the news, the Ministry of Youth and Sports has trained over 60 youths from 4 Cotober districts in financial literacy and entrepreneurial skills, preparing them to receive empowerment funds for starting their own businesses. The participants from Kitwe, Chingola, Muflira and Chidilabombwe attended a workshop officially opened by Acting Chingola District Commissioner Stephen Monze. Liz Chimunya now reports.
As government continues to empower youths into various entrepreneurship ventures, it is important for these youths to have basic financial literacy and entrepreneurship knowledge for them to run successful businesses. This is why government, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports, has organized a capacity-building workshop for youth on the Copper Belt in financial literacy and entrepreneurship skills before they are given empowerment funds to start up their own businesses. Acting Chingola District Commissioner Stephen Monze officially opened the workshop, which was held in Chingola.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the training workshop, which is aimed at building the capacity in you, the young people, in running your various businesses successfully and sustainably. Successfully and sustainably. I'm reliably informed that over 60 youth are gathered here today for this momentous training. The government, through the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts, implements various youth empowerment programs, among them skills development, which is a component designed, prescribed and illustrated under CDF, where Councillor Patasha and his team, they are actually the anchors there.
Copper Belt Provincial Youth Coordinator Ian Simbeya says government wants youth to be producers and not consumers.
We are delighted to host this training, and we wish to inform you that we are ready to ensure that no youth remains behind in fostering economic development on the Copper Belt, in the Copper Belt province. Government is very much aware of the entrepreneurial and financial literacy challenges the youth are facing in sustaining businesses here on the Copper Belt.
And a youth business mentor, Dominic Kapalu, urged youths to use technology to develop and actualize business ideas.
We are living in a world today where our youths, like I heard here, are misusing the internet. The internet is being misused to insult and do all sorts of things, dancing obviously on TikTok and everything, but your phones actually can do much more. For us who are married, when your wife sees you on the phone, she always thinks you are talking to women. Not knowing I'm looking at my trends, I'm looking at where the markets are in the world, but it's because of what we have decided that we think phones are only used for messages and many other things.
Empowering youths with financial literacy and business knowledge will enable the various government youth empowerment initiatives yield tangible results. Liz Ngoweka reporting for Zanis in Chingola.
In other news, Solwezi Mayor Remi Kalipa has called on the Solwezi Municipal Council to utilize the funds allocated as tax revenue from the mines prudently to enhance service delivery. Mr. Kalipa made the call during the Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative 2023-2024 report dissemination workshop held in Solwezi. Details in the following report by Emma Zolo.
Various stakeholders in Solwezi district of Northwestern Province have expressed concern over the utilization of public funds by the Solwezi Municipal Council. This was during the Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative EITI 2023-2024 report dissemination stakeholders meeting held in Solwezi.
We need the council to tell us something like this money which came from Kansanj, this is what we have done.
Because from the year 2023 to date we're having over 100 million, and that is a significant amount to foster development, and yet we are not seeing it.
If we get all that much money, I can't even mention it. Why are our roads poor?
Solwezi Mayor Remi Kalipa officiated at the event.
You know exactly how much the local authority collects from the mines. So the government of Zambia has been doing this to promote transparency because we have a responsibility to give information to our citizens. I call upon the local authorities to utilize the revenue to enhance service delivery to the communities. These revenues that we collect, they're supposed to give a service to the communities. I am happy to note that the government has introduced a new law on local content. I therefore call upon all of you to take up this opportunity and grow your businesses.
Ryan Ellis is Kansanshi Mine Corporate Affairs Superintendent.
That we do sit with council frequently to discuss. I'm sure over the past year we have seen Chisoma Road and some other roads, and we do have a team as Kansanshi Mining PLC that moves continuously at any given moment on any given day, converting gravel roads into tarmac roads.
And the Zambia Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative National Coordinator, Ian Mwinga, made a presentation on the report findings.
After all this, how much did the country earn from the mining sector? In 2022, the country earned 44 billion kwacha. In 2023, that number went to 33.1 billion. And then finally in 2024, that number went back up to 38.1 billion.
Emma Zulu for Zanis News in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
Meanwhile, youths in Kabwe District, a Central Province, are actively participating in the ongoing process to amend Zambia's constitution. 23-year-old Alinowila Singoi has voiced support for the current representation in Parliament, arguing that women and youths should earn equal opportunities through hard work and merit in campaigns. A technical committee on the constitution amendments is in Kabwe to gather public submissions until Thursday before moving to the next province. More details in this report.
Youths from various institutions and community groups in Kabwe have actively participated in the submission process for the draft constitution, ensuring their voices are heard. Alinowila Singoi observes that the country has no better alternative to by-elections and therefore proposes maintaining the existing system.
Sometimes we do not need to reinvent the wheel. We must not appear to be too intelligent, because there is a reason why by-elections have been there. As I'm saying this, most of the people, and through my interactions that are saying do away with by-elections, they do not have a proper alternative. Trust me when I tell you so. Just because someone thinks it's wasting money and people are thinking, no, we have too many by-elections, let's get rid of them. So if we get rid of by-elections, what are we going to have in place?
While Frida Kankuta, a youth from Kaputula Ward, has submitted that there is no need to increase the number of constituencies. Instead, she calls for additional funds to be allocated to larger constituencies to enhance development.
I feel as a young person that it is much better we assess which constituencies are more in need of development as compared to the already developed. Because what we are facing now is not a constitutional crisis. I might say what we're facing is an economical crisis as well as development crisis.
Another youth, Damian Kashweka, explains why young people have chosen to take a leading role in the process, emphasizing they are the future leaders of the country. Zanis reports in Kabwe Central Province.
Ndola District Commissioner Precious Njekwa has expressed concern over encroachment of the land along Sakanya railway line in Ndola on the Cotorber province. Ms. Njekwa observed during an inspection that households along the Ndola-Sakanya railway line are at high risk of sinkholes and called on stakeholders to take preventable measures before the rains. More in the following report.
To prevent disaster from occurring before the rain season, Zambia Railways has conducted a stakeholders engagement meeting to discuss possible solutions to be taken in addressing the sinkholes incident along Ndola-Sakanya railway line. Zambia Railways team has highlighted some of the dangers the sinkhole is likely to cause.
We have now these buildings that have come across. We have these developers that have come. So some, when they build the house, they start diverting the water. Now they are diverting the water to a wrong place. I think there are some points that we have even identified where I think the water is coming from the south, the other one is coming from the north. So this water comes to collect at near a house there. So this water in the end, it just settles and it goes down.
These rail reserves for that area where settlements are, it's not safe. Because we don't know when next a sinkhole will develop and sink. Because it's dependent on the amount of rains that we receive in that year. It can be 2 years, it can be 3 years, but dependent on the amount of rains. So these cavities, the more as they are developing, like I said, that area has got the weak soils. The top surface soil is weak. And these areas, the drainages, that side, we have poor drainages. On our part at Zambia Railways, we have identified where we are going to do our drainage improvement. Because it's important that we prevent underground water seepage because the soil is weak. So the more we have the water seepages, the more we expect these cavities to continue developing, and in future, the more we expect them to fully mature and collapse.
Ndola District Commissioner, who toured the sinkholes, has expressed concern on the household along the line.
A word to the community, those who are engaging the railway line, land, I think they should stop. That is actually a strong warning I'm sending to them. They should stop. Every one of us know that 50 meters from the railway line, it has to be left free because there are a lot of things which happen. In case maybe the train has an accident or something, so people shouldn't be affected. That's why they said 50 or is it 47 yards. It should be left. But what I've seen in Ndola is that all the railway land is taken by our people, actually with impunity, because all of us, we know that people are not supposed to build near to the railway line.
engagements will definitely continue from our end. I think at some point we also have the government inspector of rails also supposed to join us as well from the Ministry of Transport here, so that together we can find solutions to this particular challenge that we're grappling with as an institution.
Stakeholders have been urged to come up with solutions before the rain season. Sheolin Mutinta, Zanis, Indola.
Also in the news, about 2.1 million kwacha is being spent on the construction of a 1x4 classroom block in Yotamulea Ward in the Chidilabomboe district using Constituency Development Fund CDF. Chidilabomboe District Town Clerk Sheila Songolo says the project will enhance quality of education. Nelly Bota has more in the following report.
Government is constructing a classroom block in Yotamulea Ward of Chidilabomboe District to improve education quality and ensure students have adequate seating, addressing issues like overcrowding and inadequate infrastructure. This initiative aims to enhance learning environment and increase student comfort.
We've got the 1x4 classroom block in Yotamulea Ward. This project is costing 2.1 million kwacha. Then the New Konkola Primary School, where we did the 1x3 classroom block, this project is costed also 1.1 million kwacha. After, we've also done a number of classroom blocks as Chidilabomboe District. But not only classroom blocks, we have a policy in Chidilabomboe where now we are ensuring that all the classroom blocks come along with desks to ensure that no one sits on the ground.
The beneficiaries are happy with the development.
Batuletotera kuba president chibawomba pali skulu yabantu bose baletotera bali kunkula ati ba president mwabombe panchito mulebomba.
We are grateful that government is now constructing a 1x4 classroom block in
Yotamulea. Distance itali kuya mukusambirira kulya kutuafane kulubengele abana abanono tabale kwanisha okuya.
The learners go as far as the Lubengele area to access education. But we are happy that this school is close to the community.
New Konkola School in Kasumbalesa also recently received a classroom block.
With CDF, we have a new block which has catered for all the Form 1s. We have 3 Form 1 classes, that is S, B, and H. All the Form 1s are catered with the CDF block.
Thank you very much for giving us a 1x3 classroom block, which was built by CDF, and for giving us desk. We are now sitting comfortably, learning freely. Thank you very much for doing all this for us.
These efforts focus on improving education infrastructure, recognizing its impact on learning outcomes and equal opportunity for students. Nelly Bota, Zanis, Chidilabomboe District, Cotorber Province.
In health news, Kabwe District has managed to set up health rooms across 38 schools with over 45,000 pupils receiving a wide range of basic health, preventive and referral services. Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe was represented by Provincial Health Director Elijah Mutoloki during a familiarization tour of the rooms at Kabwe Learning Center. Details in the following report.
Government officials in Central Province have visited Kabwe Learning Center to familiarize themselves with the state of school health rooms and ensure they meet the required standards. Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe was represented by Health Director Elijah Mtoloki at the school, which is among the 38 where health rooms have been established in Kabwe.
The establishment of school health rooms is therefore a strategic intervention that responds to the health challenges that learners face in our communities. These rooms are not merely physical spaces. They are centers of hope, guidance, and care. They provide an environment where learners can access basic health services, health education, counseling, and referrals without stigma or discrimination.
Provincial Education Officer Mambeham Dudu says the health rooms are benefiting over 40,000 pupils in the district.
We also have 355 teachers who are trained to help our learners. The importance which our learner has emphasized. Without these health rooms in our schools, our children, even with minor issues, they would go to a hospital and there take a lot of time, sometimes even not even come back to school.
Kabwe District Health Director Evaristo Chanda took the opportunity to share the successes that have been scored through the establishment of school health rooms in the district.
We have the school feeding program, which provides meals to students to improve nutrition and attendance. We have deworming, administration of deworming treatment to reduce parasitic infestation. Guest of honor on deworming, I would like to mention that we recently concluded our second biannual campaign where over 40,000 pupils were dewormed.
Shupekile Nkunika for Zanis in Kabwe.
In Nakonde District and the Muchinga Province have been urged to take their children aged 6 to 8 months to the nearest health center for the newly introduced malaria vaccine by the Ministry of Health. Nakonde District Health Promotions Officer Gertrude Chipampe says the vaccine will help reduce the number of malaria cases and save lives. Details by Titani Zolo.
A major milestone in the fight against malaria is bringing hope to families in Nakonde District. The Ministry of Health has rolled out a new malaria vaccine to protect children aged between 6 and 8 months against malaria. The new vaccine is part of the government efforts to combat the disease, which remains the leading cause of illness and death in Zambia, especially among children under 5. Mothers are flocking to health centers to have their babies vaccinated. While the vaccine is currently limited to children aged 6 to 8 months, some mothers are appealing to the government to consider expanding the program to include older children. Titani Zolo for Zanis in Nakonde District.
We now have a reminder of the headlines. Motorists hopeful as Mutanda Kasemfa roads get upgraded. Encroachment of land along Sakanya area worries government. Plus, Nakonde mothers sensitized on malaria vaccine. You can also like our Facebook page, Zambia News and Information Services, and also follow us on @X @Zanis Television. Thank you for watching Zanis News with me, Kralibel Msonda. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, it's now bye-bye.